Yo, what is up? So, I'm actually gonna have another look at Spider-Man 2 because one thing I noticed was I think the HDR was given a sort of an orange look, so it weren't really a true representation of what it looks like on AMD. Because my settings were different because I had to adjust them on Nvidia, and for some reason anyway, so I just reset that, and it looked better once I loaded it up after I recorded that video. But for some, HDR has always been a problem on PC with Spider-Man because for some reason you got to adjust the settings to get it looking good, so it don't look looks all washed out. So I've just done it at default, and it does look alright at default on this game anyway. So I've changed that, and I did see an update because I literally thought they would have fixed this game by now. Because when did it come out? It come out January, and it's April, and they still haven't fixed it all. So I really don't know why it's taken them so long. So there was resolved a bug where the users could see a rainbow pixelated artifacts. Yeah, so I did notice the game, as I said, visually, it's a decent looking game, but it don't blow me away. And yeah, they've not even that's sort of talking about the hair quality on this game, and it's on ray reconstruction. Apparently, there's still a problem on that for Nvidia. So I haven't looked at it on the 4090 for a while because I've just been using my AMD GPU. But there's clearly still so many issues on this game. Various stability. I noticed some drops with the GPU usage as well in certain areas, and apparently they've improved that. So I did notice that. So I'm just going to load it up again and see what this update is doing. Is it that much better? Yeah, I've put frame generation on because I didn't try that in my last video. I don't want that on. I mean, how why that keeps applying itself. So yeah, we'll load it up. Just have another look at it because FSR 4 does look really good at 1440p. Like the DLSS 4 is really good at 1440p. And after looking at FSR 3, my God, there's a massive difference. Bigger. I knew FSR 3 was bad, but because I haven't used it for so long, in certain games FSR 3.1 looks alright. I mean, in the Dying Light too, it looks good. It's just too loud again. But from what I remember, I mean, on the first, I think when you put ray tracing on, I think the game generally does run better with frame generation on because it is badly optimized, and it sort of puts more load on gets a GPU working better with frame generation on. So I will apply that. So look at that. Yeah, I mean, I think that hill thing, I actually put it for the game to automatically do it because I didn't like how I had to do it at a certain time. I'd rather it just hill without me having to do it. So I don't know. I can't remember how I changed that. Continuous dodge. Because I just didn't see the point of me having to time to hill. I didn't. Not sure where that'd be actually. I don't know. I know I changed it on when I've played through it on the PS5. Because if you can be in the middle of a battle and then you miss it to hill, then you got to wait for it to come up again. So I didn't like that. But I do like the gameplay overall. Anyway, so we got all that on. Usually just should leave that at 0 because it usually is very sharp.
Dropped you a pin. Wanna come through?
Yeah, Uncle Aaron.
What? Too busy to visit your fam?
Nah. I was just giving you space after you got out.
It doesn't feel like frame generation is even working. So what's going on there? Nah, it's just for some reason it's so low.
We gotta settle some things.
We do?
See you soon, kid.
Just go see him and get it over with.
That is ridiculous. Why is it so low?
Whoever took Lee and Scorpion. Something tells me they're planning something big.
Or is this just a part where, I mean, I'm getting...
Uncle Aaron's waiting.
That's not right.
Why am I so nervous?
Have they made it worse or something? I'll restart the game because this could, I mean, on Ratchet and Clank, sometimes you've got to restart it to apply frame generation. This is why I'm not a fan of these games for optimization. So I remember on the 4080 and 4090 where you'd have to restart for this to work. Alright, let's try again. It's right, these developers do wind me up when they just can't optimise the game properly. And that's literally everything I had yesterday. No, I weren't getting low FPS like that.
Get used to hearing that voicemail. Dropped you a pin. Wanna come through?
Hey, look, the GPU usage is dropping it.
Nah, I was just giving you space after you got out.
Don't need it. Besides, we gotta settle some things.
We do?
See you soon, kid.
Just go see him and get it over with, Miles. Then we focus on...
Yeah, look, it's because the GPU usage is dropping.
Lee and Scorpion. Something tells me they're planning something big. Uncle Aaron's waiting. Why am I so nervous?
Yeah, in other areas it fucking go up to 70 or 80, so... It's not like it's at 4K, so... I know I've got all the ray tracing on, but it seems to be doing it alright the other day. Or they've fucked it up with this latest patch. Now it's gone to 73%. Now it's gone to 97. That's interesting. Well, I said this, I'm not impressed with the performance on this game when you put the ray tracing on. And on the first Spider-Man remastered, yeah, it just had a lot of stutters. You always get bad 1% lows on the game. it's like they've only bothered to optimise it in the areas where you're doing the missions or the fighting scenes.
Not much is known about this new collective, other than their penchant
But that is a
for
trait,
animals.
because I think in Ratchet and Clank, I remember watching the video with that Fabio from Ancient Gameplays, and he said 1% of those are really bad in Ratchet and Clank on both Nvidia and AMD. So there you go. I mean, it seems a theme in their games.
Hi, Jonah. Thanks for
Although
having me.
I think that Ratchet and
Just want
Clank
to point out that what you're saying is
is
a total
definitely
lie.
smoother than this game.
Here we go.
So I don't see a lot of stars at all in
Law
that.
enforcement was
But
completely outmatched. The Spider-Man saved countless lives and almost stopped those bow and arrows.
you don't feel.
First, you're
It's not
going
like
to be alive.
super stuttery on here, but you do feel it at
Just this week
times.
alone, can you guess how much property damage those vigilantes are responsible for?
No, but that's not the issue here.
I don't have time to get into a circuitous whataboutism argument.
And this is the sort of thing I noticed on the 4090.
Reducing our city to rubble on a daily basis. Think of all the shipping delays we're gonna face because of this. When you can't shave because your favorite cream is trapped in shipping hell, make sure you thank the Spider-Man. Time for the bureaucrats to do their job. We need action. And also, a word from our sponsor.
Oh yeah, the at 1440p the water looks pretty good. You know the FPS is going up here, so I don't know what it is with this game. Maybe it's one of them games that I said it seems to be smooth out. It seems to smooth itself out when you put frame generation on. So are they using frame generation as a crutch? Because it ain't been optimised without it. And you get no GPU drops. You're still getting that. But I'd say it does feel a lot smoother when you got the frame generation on. It's clearly been optimised to use frame generation with it, and then you're getting no dips here. Does seem to be a problem with the trees, but they did say they've improved it, but it don't look like it. But it's alright here. I don't know. As I say, there's a lot of work to be done in this game for how it actually runs performance. Visuals are alright, I mean, but it's literally, I think the biggest thing for me is definitely, after playing it again, the performance of this game. I do think it's pretty shit, if I'm being totally honest. If I'm comparing it to The Last of Us Part 2, which runs like a dream compared to this. And yeah, and it'd be alright here, so you get into
We really gotta do this
mission.
with the mask on.
Depends.
Relax. I'm not trying to get my ass kicked by my nephew again. Your dad used to give me that exact same look. Kid?
Yeah, I mean, I say you can, yeah, quality can look alright, and then you can see bits of it where you're thinking that's a bit
Only
unstable.
someone got him out.
I know what you're thinking,
But
Miles. This is not
It's what
only
I've come to expect with these Spider-Man games.
We can't let him live up here. It's just another kind of prison.
It's
I
not that easy.
don't think it'd bother a lot of people, but I'm quite big on hair quality, so I can see it.
So you can make room for the future.
But I imagine if you went to 4K, that would, it's never going to be perfect on this game, but it will be more
Get it
stable at
myself,
4K.
Parole means Prowler's retired.
What is it?
Just some old tech I gotta get off the street. Stashed it by a decommissioned Roxxon lab near Central Park.
Yeah, I know the one. Are you really putting Prowler behind you?
Behind
And at
us.
1440p, I would never go. I would always try to avoid going balanced or performance. No matter how good the
Getting something?
upscaler is, the lowest I will go is quality. So I won't be going lower than this at 1440p. Fair enough at
Daily business?
4K, performance should look great,
Don't be stupid.
especially on FSR 4 and DLSS 4, that should look great. But as I said, FSR 3 was terrible even at quality for pair quality, and so it is literally a case of that.
Turn your brain into scrambled eggs. Leave it alone. Now what else is going on?
Yeah, I just don't know why.
College.
Now the FPS jumped
I don't
up,
know.
So they
so it's 99 usage. Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm here. What am I looking for?
just use your eyes, nephew. Uploaded some Prowler code.
Yeah, I think that'd be it. I mean, just wanted to have a little quick look. The HDR does look better, the default settings, so I'd recommend just resetting that. I'd do it outside where you get the launcher come up. Just reset it there. So I did. It looked a bit sort of a washed out colour, but no, the HDR is much better. So I do think that is better. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.